Hi, Gordon here with another edition of the Unscripted Series. Not too long ago I put out a video and said, I'm kind of running dry on ideas, and if there's something you want me to talk about, let me know. And one guy commented on that Facebook post and he said, well, you can stop the Unscripted Series, but not before you answer the question, if you could have a second Mya-Moe, well, what would it be? Well, that's a very personal question, and I say that because I think you already know from posts that if Aaron could only have one Mya-Moe, it would be a bean sprout banjo. And I've said, well, if I could only have one, it would be a tenor. So if I could only have two, what would it be? Well, sorry, but I'm not going to quite answer that question because I think I'm going to have more than two. And I'm going to give you a reason why. I think that, the other day I was looking at our owners, and we've got two of them with 9 instruments and a bunch of you out there with 5 instruments, or a few more. And so, they're obviously, if you have the money for it, there's a justification for having more than one. So what kind of things would I look at? Well, one of the first things I might have is a high G and a low G, because I think different songs and playing styles, strumming or finger picking, etc., set up better for one or the other. I would have a super soprano. I just love our super soprano. I like the concert scale length. My fingers fit in between the frets better on that than a soprano, and the extra scale length on the super soprano against that soprano body means that it has more string tension than a soprano, and that gives it a different tone, and a tone I particularly like. So a super soprano would be in the mix. Beyond that, you start getting into specialty instruments, which to me, the 6-string, the resonator, the bean sprout, and the lap steel are all specialty instruments. They're likely not your go-to. They may be, but I'm talking for the majority of you out there, they wouldn't be your go-to instrument, but boy, are they great in certain situations, or for certain songs, or for different moods that you're in. So pretty quickly I would be looking at specialty instruments, and then beyond that, I think where I would start delving into is the different woods. And I'll be touching on this in another video if I haven't already touched on it before, but it is that, boy, each different wood lends a different personality to the instrument. And I find that having those and being able to go to them almost puts me in a different mood, whether it's all myrtle or all mango or walnut with a cedar top or the very bright, maple with a spruce top. They're not only going to give you different tones, but I think a different feel. So, sorry I didn't answer the question. If I could only have 2 Mya-Moes, what would the second be? I'm just trying to give you an appreciation for where my mind goes when people who have many say, I'm thinking of another one. What do you think? And where would you go? And I try to talk to that person and figure out, really what are they looking for? Is it something with a more visual interest? Is it for a particular song? Maybe going into a baritone so that they get a different tuning. Anyway, that's kind of what we look at when we're asked, I'm thinking about another Mya-Moe, what do you recommend? And with that, I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.